Hey everyone, this podcast is part of Story Mode, the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. You can support us and gain access to other great exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman by heading over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
Hypecast mit Tom Reimann und David Bell.
Did you guys know that the director of Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken also directed Friday the 13th Part 2 and 3, as well as Halloween H2O, as well as House, the not the Japanese one.
The American one.
Yeah, as well as Lake Placid.
I didn't know that, Dave.
I did not.
I did not know those facts.
Yeah. Also Young at Heart with Mel Gibson.
Young at Heart?
Not Young at Heart.
Forever Young.
Forever Young.
You guys are
Forever
like,
Young.
I fucked it up.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
you guys have your own little world. It's kind of wonderful.
I thought that was a neat fact.
It's a fact. Yeah.
Yeah. That can be enjoyed by you guys more than most, but the charisma of which is enjoyed by most. Do you understand what I'm saying? The synthesis of your taking pleasure from this conversation gives me pleasure.
Abe, have you seen Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken?
Say again, Tom. You're a robot for a second.
Have you seen Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Tom, so we're learning you're the problem. You've been cutting out constantly
Division
when
in
we
the
record. I
household.
thought it was my internet, but if Abe's hearing it too, because
Yeah.
Abe's coming in perfectly clear.
Okay.
So
right, baby.
something's happening over there.
I don't know what to tell you.
Something in the
I
house.
don't know, man. Something's wrong. Something's wrong with you.
I know.
It's all right. Most of the time, it's fine.
Everybody point at Tom.
But I might,
I was gonna
on
start.
occasion, if you're saying something
We might ask for
significant,
clarification.
we may go, say again?
yeah,
Oh, well, I was gonna
we're not
start.
being incredulous.
I was gonna start ministering the good works of Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken.
What is that? What
Give
is
it
it?
to him, Tom.
It's a really uplifting story about a lady who is a horse diver, because that was a sport.
Oh yeah, I was just talking about horse diving. Yeah, it's what's amazing about horse diving is
The heart.
It killed so many people.
Of course it did.
compared to it didn't kill that many horses. It's like the sport was invented by the horses, because we tend to kill a lot of horses in our sports.
Oh,
Yeah.
Our horse sports.
horse
And that was
sports.
one of the first where it's just like, yeah, when you jump and the horse lands wrong, it crushes the person or drowns them. The horse gets out and goes, damn, I landed wrong. And the person's dead.
Versus just floating in an old-timey swimming pool.
Yeah.
Just a
Crowd cheering.
a big tin bucket. Just a dead person.
Yeah.
on
Sometimes
top.
I feel that humanity as a whole flies too close to the horse sun, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole premise
Or
of
he-
Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken. She goes fucking
Exactly.
blind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
She hits that water, and her eyes are just like, nope.
But her wild heart, is it broken? Does it get broken?
I mean, her eyes are definitely broken.
yeah.
I mean, the body is broken.
Wild
Heart's
eyes
fine.
can be broken. Yeah.
Wild eyes can be gouged out by water, apparently,
Yeah.
while you're diving
Yeah,
on
horse diving.
horseback.
Better name for that film, Horse Eyes.
Horse eyes. Nice and simple.
Yeah.
Why wasn't it
Horse
called
eyes
Horse
sounds
Eyes?
like, well, that sounds like a early 2000s thriller
Horse
where
Eyes.
you're hunting a serial killer named Horse Eyes.
Sure.
Like, oh, that's the name of the serial killer. Like,
Yeah.
The
like
Horse Eyes
Leatherface.
killer. Yeah.
Horse eyes and Leatherface.
Horse eyes.
Except unlike Leatherface, his nickname just doesn't make any narrative sense. Like they never explain why he's called Horse Eyes.
No
right.
horses.
His eyes don't particularly look like a horse's.
This is I like this bit.
Is this the podcast?
This is the podcast.
I don't know, man. Time is nothing. Time is not relative anymore.
Oh,
I don't
shit.
have
All right. Well, welcome to episode of Hypecast.
Hypecast.
The show where we get hyped about stuff and or things. I'm your co-host, Tom Ryman. And now Dave talks.
Yeah, see, I couldn't hear you speak, Tom. Abe, could you hear Tom?
No, that you had a gap, so I left it to you. This is your thing, so.
It's kind of a problem.
Every now and then, for listeners at home, do you mind, guys?
We're gonna say, Tom, you need to speak
cuts out
again.
a little bit on our in our Discord conversations. So sometimes we're gonna be like, "Excuse me."
Mm-hmm.
I'm so hilarious.
Mm-hmm. You're pretty. Hi, I'm David Bell.
Mm. And now you, Abe.
Now it's Abe.
And this is Abe Epperson. I'm a guest in this house.
You sure as shit are.
In this hype house.
Mm-hmm.
And this is his house.
The hype cabin.
How's everybody doing?
You know, the answer is the same as every answer I've given in the last 6 weeks.
Yep.
Which is it's fine and nothing to report.
Nothing changes.
Nope.
Just doing my thing as best as I can. Trying to stay inside. Y'all know the spiel. Not going to say more.
I've been calling people, playing video games, and watching stuff.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So really, my life hasn't changed.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
It's good to know that you guys are like us, like us normal people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's just funny.
Wait, who's you guys?
Like non-stars.
No. Oh, I like
the
us
listeners.
normal people.
Yeah, the listeners.
But we're stars? We're the normal.
No, you two are like I wouldn't imagine that they would have these problems.
Right.
But you guys do.
Celebrities.
And you
they're
make
just like us.
videos and you tell us we're going to be all okay. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm thankful for that, you guys.
Yeah. I did send my part of the Imagine video. They didn't put it in. Yeah, because I messed with a lot of the lyrics and I put in a lot of stuff about 9/11.
Yeah, it's like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Mine was just me shitting for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't know why they didn't keep them in.
They should have. They could have put it right after Will Ferrell.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody would have noticed.
Yeah.
It's been all like there's a guy shitting.
All right. Well, let's stop dicking around and let's get into our producers. We have producers.
We sure do.
You guys excited for these producers?
God damn it! I'm so excited for these producers.
Yeah. Abe, you sound excited.
Yeah, sure.
So
you
fucking excited.
Yeah, sure. Great. Cool.
I want to know that you're excited, Abe.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe you.
Good.
Okay.
You should.
Our first producer. You guys ready for our first producer? You excited?
Oh, I'm so ready for our first producer, Dave.
All right. Special thanks to Vincent.
Woo!
Vincent. You guys excited about Vincent?
I'm so excited.
Okay. All right. Second producer is Rev MD.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you, Rev.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Next is Dracula, the bus driving vampire. Pretty straightforward, self-explanatory. HP Love Shaft. Thank you.
Solid.
Thank you to HP.
Solid HP.
John. Yeah. Oh yeah. John Muniz. John, you're great. You're great.
You're great.
Now, usually, Tom, you take over. Abe, are you excited to say some of these names?
Yeah. Do you want me to say these names? Is that
yeah. I want you to say. I want you to say.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Who did you just do?
I don't know. John Muniz?
Yeah.
Great. I'll do one. Thank you so much from the bottom of both of their hearts, their wild hearts. Captain Toenail.
Abe, you want to do another?
Sure.
Okay.
with equal fervor, let's give thanks to Wavy Rancheros.
Nice, thank you, Wavy. Abe, what are your thoughts about doing another?
I'm fine with it. Hey, look here. Guess who just arrived on scene? It's Dr. Kitty, MD. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Kitty.
Aw.
What are our thoughts on Abe doing another one?
I know
Tom
what's
doing
happening.
one?
I know what's happening. But guess who no one knew or expected would arrive? It's Mr. DNA.
Mr. DNA? Where did you come
DNA?
from?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. What are we keeping with Abe? Do we like Abe? Do we want to switch it up to Tom?
You know, I'm not excited about it, but guess who is? Lauren Cucci.
It's Gucci. It's pronounced Gucci.
It's pronounced Gucci. You said
Gucci.
pronounced like Gucci, but it's got a C in front of it, and I understood.
But it's pronounced
that.
like the word Gucci.
Lauren, you have a confusing name, but God love you.
Mm-hmm. No, you Tom. We haven't done you, Tom.
Okay. Bootler Bootlesson. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bootler.
Grumblebee. Thank you, Grumblebee.
GB.
Tux. Thank you to Tux. Thanks to Welzowski. Shepherd Mulch Diggums.
The Shep Mulch.
And Norm from Cheers. Thanks, Norm from Cheers.
Cheers.
Norm from Cheers.
We did it. Guys, we did it.
We got through it.
Yeah, we're going to have more later, but we got through those. And now it's time to talk about trailers.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
It is finally time.
All right.
You're always waiting for, I feel like you're always waiting for me to be the hypest of everyone or something.
I just want to know what you guys thought about trailers.
Because you're like, huh?
Not you, either of you. I was like, trailers, guys.
I'm pretty excited about trailers.
Okay. So we're excited about trailers. We've established that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Okay. All right, let's talk about this first trailer for Lovecraft Country.
Woo!
This came out right after we recorded the last Hypecast.
Yeah, this actually came out last week. But
okay.
I'm excited for this.
What's going on here?
I'm not sure.
Okay, it's not a Lovecraft story.
It seems like it is.
There's elements of it.
It's right in the name.
Right, but in the trailer, they're like, we're going to Lovecraft Country. Mm-hmm. Did Lovecraft ever name an area in a Lovecraft movie after himself?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. No, I don't know. But I assume that's... But we're not supposed to believe... okay. They still know what they're doing. They're still making a TV show that has Lovecraft in the title. No matter how you slice it, it's still people who like Lovecraft, come see this shit. That's what they're doing.
Yes. But I'm saying it's not a Lovecraft story.
Probably not.
Yeah.
It's not. It is not based on a Lovecraft story. It is based on a book, but not one written by Lovecraft.
Yeah. It's weird though. It's like we're going to the state of Tolkien, and you go to a state called Token, and there's elves and shit. It's weird that it's named after the author who popularized. I don't know. It's fine. It's got Jordan Peele producing, so.
Mm-hmm. This trailer has in it one of my favorite new tropes, which is the out of left field premises that they do in the trailer. It starts off looking like Oscar bait, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It looks like what year is it taking place in? It feels like the 60s or something, right?
Yeah.
Or is it more modern? I don't know.
No,
the cars
they're
driving and stuff.
There's segregation.
I think it's civil rights era.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it turns into A Quiet Place very quickly.
Yeah.
So
if Jordan Peele's name wasn't attached, and it's still not a guarantee because he didn't write it, right? He didn't direct it.
No.
If his name wasn't attached, I'd have zero interest, I think. Which is weird to say. Not zero interest, sorry. I'd have zero confidence. I'd feel like it's just them being like people like Lovecraft, you know?
Yeah, it's strange to mesh the historical drama and like fucking tentacle monsters, but you know, it's nothing. Something doesn't work until it works, so you know it could be fine.
It's probably a lot of fun.
It's bold. It's HBO. Yeah. The B stands for bold, I guess.
Yeah, home bold
office.
Home bold, yeah.
Yeah, the combination of HBO. Yeah, I guess HBO also gives me more confidence. I bet it's a lot of fun.
Have
It's
you
kind
seen
of
Westworld, man?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, I make good points. It's hit and miss over there, just like everywhere else, man.
But it might be exactly what we need, just like a monster series.
At this point, I'll take fucking anything. I hope. I hope at some point an alien, like the main cast, drive like an alien on a tour of the South and learn what it's like to be human. You know, like they probably meet halfway in some sympathetic climax.
I mean, you're
Blue Book. That's what it should be called.
Oh shit!
It should be called Blue Book.
It should be called Blue Book.
I gotta tell you, you're describing sort of an X-Files episode.
Yeah, right.
One of the more cringier ones, I assume, I haven't watched it in a little bit, is about aliens and race. And,
ooh, yeah, baby. X-Files.
Yeah, that's
who I want telling me about this
Solving Racism, directed by David Duchovny. So,
of course it was.
Hell yes. Directed by David Duchovny.
It's about a white cop who's supposed to be protecting a black baseball player. In like the South during, you know, the times, the times with we're still in the times with all the racism, but the time with segregation. And it turns out that the black baseball player is an alien. So they take that. They're just like, it's like it explains why he's good at baseball or something because he's an alien. I don't know. It's a very weird episode, and then he learns that he's an alien.
That whole like aliens kill at baseball trope.
Right, exactly. And the KKK goes after him, but they're also aliens.
They're just like using it as an excuse. They're using our horrible cultural shadows as like an excuse to have their war.
To have alien war, yeah.
That's real cool, man.
Yeah. It's one of those episodes that when you talk about it out loud, you're like, wait, what are the words I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
You wanted this? Hey, it was probably a late season, so they.
It was.
Yeah, so they're probably grasping for fucking anything.
Yep. The episode is called "The Unnatural."
Oh, fuck off!
Get it? Because it's like the
but
natural.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
It's fucking.
It's so good.
It's almost as good as Blue Book.
Yeah. Yeah, you nailed it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you think this is aliens? Do you think it's like cosmic weird motherfuckers, or is it just like, I don't know, a dog that got into some toxic waste?
I mean, what's the real difference? Like, if it came from under the ground or it's in space, it's the same fucking thing, right?
That's true.
It could come from a dimension, and that would make more sense given the title. But it feels like aliens. Like, it definitely feels like aliens. Dimensional aliens is the same.
We need new lore. Like, we need a new horror villain that does like, it's like, okay, it's either dead or it's from space or it's from the ocean. Is that is that seriously the only options we have?
Yeah, dimensions in general. I mean, that's Lovecraft's deal. You said underground, like it comes from the center of the earth. That's about it.
Yeah. From the center of the earth from another dimension.
Right.
That would be a way to change it
could be
up.
A combination of any of the elements. But like, are you looking for different directions? Because I can point up, down, and like inside of space.
Right. It's unknown. It's just
or in the mind.
What we don't know. It's whatever we don't know. That's pretty much it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's death, up or down.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I think that they nailed it in like 1955 when they're like, The Thing from where? Another World. And they're like, holy shit.
Oh, that's a good idea.
This is the best title I've ever heard. Fuck. That's so specific. That's how, and now we've gotten advanced where you have like fucking, I don't know. What's a good title? Titan AE.
Right.
Elon Musk's
Titan AE.
child. These are all,
Classic.
now we're advanced in our lexicon with aliens.
Right.
Yeah.
That poor kid.
Culturally, we're all fucked up, man.
Yeah. Speaking of space, we have another trailer here
Okay.
for Space Force.
Do you guys
Okay,
think,
I'm hearing grumbles.
do you guys think that this is a Trump satire? Like, is it lampooning Space Force, the program that Trump
Yes.
named? Do you
It
think
is,
that's
yes.
what it's doing?
Yeah, it
Yes.
was. They announced
I
it
think
like the week.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost certain.
Cool. Cool.
Here's all right.
Yeah.
My guess is that they'll never use his name.
No, probably not. I mean, they know what they're doing. It's the Office producers, right? So they know what makes like a show.
Yeah.
It just seems like such a low-hanging fruit grab to me that
Very
I'm
much
like,
so.
I bet the jokes will also be low-hanging fruit. And I was not surprised by this trailer.
I'll say this
But
about
who
it.
knows? Maybe it'll be well written.
Yeah, I'll say this about it. I like the look of it. Like, I like how it was shot. And I also like the editing of this trailer, neither of which has anything to do with the comedy or writing, which is kind of the most important part. I was just like, this looks kind of cool. Like, it doesn't, I don't know. That's me giving it as much credit as I can.
Did you guys see when the title hits and it goes Space Force at the end of the trailer? There's a little rocket that flies out of the font. And it flies up during the title, and I think you hear a fart sound. Maybe not. Maybe I'm imagining it. And then it
that's
peters
the
out
shit.
and drops and dies. Whoo boy, that's a graphical burn.
I know, it's hard.
It's like, all right, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just jaded. Maybe like nothing's funny anymore. But it just like seems like, yeah. Why? Why is this getting made? But, you know, like maybe I think that TV works in this weird realm where it's more of like if what TV looks like and feels like you just responded to, Dave, where you're like, it looks really good. And the characters are bringing performances, and obviously they got a pretty solid cast in there.
Right.
And if those people stick around and they love the show and they give to the show, it's going to create a world and a lexicon with its viewers. And people are going to fall in love with that relationship. And that's what makes TV work. It's not story, really. It's characters. And I just think that if they nail it, they nail it. Any stupid show can, like, totally take the world by storm. Like, look at most of our shows that are, like still cult following. It's usually because it was, like, written with, like, a very precise eye to, like, the character-driven stuff. Like, you fall in love with the characters, you like the character choice, and the way they interact is what's interesting to you. Rarely do, like, I guess there's higher concept stuff like X-Files that will be like the one where this happens, but, like, if you watch, like, a Community or something like that, there are standout episodes like the paintball ones. But more often than not, it's just like I like Troy and Abed's relationship or something like that. You know, it's just like I like the way they interact with each other. And you can't really you can cite a joke, but you may not know what episode it's in. And I think that comedy works a lot like that. So maybe this will be one of those. It does seem a little lazy from a premise standpoint.
For real.
It also feels like we're doing space comedies now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Avenue 6 or Avenues. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
It reminds me of how we were doing, and I guess we're doing it again. We were doing like Pushing Daisies and what was Dead Like Me, where it's like it's a comedy
stuff,
and it's the after. Yeah, and then I think we're doing it again after The Good Place.
They did Santa
where it's like
Clarita Diet.
Right, and then whenever that happens, there's always one that people are like, yeah, but this one's actually good. And so it's like there can be good ones even if they are part of a dumb trend. And maybe the jokes hit, you know? I don't know. The trailer, I got some energy from the trailer, I guess. Like, it's the Office guys. I don't know. I'm not, this trailer isn't enough for me to dismiss it.
Yeah, I'm so over workplace comedies. And the fact that this show was announced like the week that Trump announced Space Force, it feels very lazy.
Yes. Yeah. Were they already making this? And they're like,
nope.
Let's make it Space Force.
Nope.
Okay. That's.
I think it got it was like it was literally like a Twitter chain that like probably like Steve Carell was on, and they're all like, "Oh, this is hilarious," and then they were like, "You know what, guys? We should make a thing," and they're like, "Yeah," and then someone does it who has power, because that's how gatekeeping works.
Right. It's got that real boomer like Orange Man jokes thing. You know what I mean? Where it's like Trump's a big problem, but then there's this like surface level roasting of him that it's just like, like
Trump.
It's just
Don't you mean
jokes.
Trump? Don't you mean Trump?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and I remember they did that with George Bush as well. It's a very liberal thing to like. They all make the same fucking jokes for like years about him, and it's like, yeah, but he's doing other stuff. He's doing war crimes and stuff. Let's talk about that. Yeah, and this feels that. It feels like it's kind of boomer humor.
I mean, it's not as much boomer humor because most boomers are like real into that kind of not satirizing this kind of stuff. But it's more of like, I don't know, this is going to totally make me sound like a piece of shit, but it's like kind of like normie humor, you know? Like it's just people who, which I have nothing against, but it's like people who are like watching comedy and like, ha, 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 he slipped on the banana. You know?
Right.
Like,
I think of normie humor as, yeah, I guess The Office is kind of that. I'm definitely, like, The Office is something that they put on at a dentist office. You know,
it's
with friends,
non-offensive,
and it doesn't make it bad necessarily.
It's milquetoast and fine. You know,
yeah.
I love a good milquetoast every now and then.
Sure,
it's fine. You know, some people only watch that because they don't like the other stuff. But like, I'm also, for every one of those, there's also like me and Tom who are like, we ride hard for The Wire and Deadwood. You know, like,
right.
So
well, I think
everyone's in their own camp of bullshit, so it's not.
I think that's it. Is that nobody's better than anybody else when it comes to taste, and that's it. That's it. Because I look at some shows and I'm like, who can watch that? And then I go and I watch House, and it's like, well, that's a terrible show, and I'm like, but I love it, and it's like, why? Like. Who knows? Like our brains are these mushy, weird little mysteries that just have weird fetishes.
Like I've gotten past the part in my life where I just like really want to dunk on stuff that I don't care about, but I realize that you just gotta not care about it. That's the best.
Right.
That is, you're not gonna lose the game if you just are like, that gets zero real estate in my brain, and let's have a good time, everybody.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at. That's where I was at with Space Force. It was just like, the internet is telling me this trailer's out. Like, I've never paid attention to this after I heard it was coming out.
Right.
And my only compliment I can give it is now that I look at the trailer, I'm like, that doesn't look terrible. Like, it didn't look great, but it's. I might watch an episode. Who knows?
Right.
Who can say?
You guys want to talk about this next trailer?
Yeah,
man, I'd love to.
I love this. This is my favorite genre.
The high note?
Yeah. Can someone summarize what this is for me? Like, what is...
This I thought was one of the most depressing trailers for a feel-good premise.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about the personal assistant of a singer who's getting up there in age. And they're offering the singer a Vegas residency. And she's like, no, I want to create my own album. Meanwhile, the main story is the assistant is like, no one notices me. My career's at a standstill. I'm going to scream in my car. And then it's the heartwarming story of this assistant helping the singer get her career back on track while watching from the sidelines.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh. So she never like she never like becomes anything. She's just, I'm the best assistant. I think she becomes a producer. I think that's the idea.
Yeah, she's like, I can mix the song. 100% before you finish the trailer that when we get the scene where Dakota Johnson shows her mix, it's going to be played like A Star Is Born, right? Where it's going to be like the music, we'll all be taken in by the music, and then, like probably, the people in the room will be like, this is wonderful, and they'll be like, we got to do this and stuff like that. I really hope that this has like Dakota Johnson showing her mix, and it's like a 12-minute Hype Man setup. Like it's just like, why did you do that?
Oh, that would be amazing.
That would be pretty incredible.
Here we go. Just 12 minutes over piano. It just like doesn't. It just takes forever, and then at the end, people are just like, "That was great."
It's almost, this is like almost my jam in terms of a shitty, cheesy movie. But there's something wrong with this trailer.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't have high, I don't know if this will be good. It doesn't seem like it to me. But
no, how could it be?
Like if you love the type of thing, if you love the thing where it's like, I don't know, like
I guess
one of my friends started watching Friday Night Lights recently, and they're not a Friday Night Lights like person.
Sure.
Like they don't care about football, but they're just like, I love the like interactions though, and it seems like so, like we were just talking about like some milquetoast and stuff, but it's like also I'm like, I totally get it though, because I watched it, and it's like, yeah, they're gonna win the football. The football's gonna be won. Right. And it's about like the impassioned speeches that are given by like the coach and stuff. That's the actual show, and it's just like football might as well be anything. It could be knitting for all we know, And this is just like, so you're signing up for like singer and talent that's already sexy, that's already like romanticized, but really it's just like people building a support system for people who have like superpowers. Their superpowers just happen to be music inclined, So that's all people are looking for into this, is my thought.
I guess what it is that even like, I'm someone who does like a good schlocky, like I also like the inspirational sports movies. Mm-hmm. This doesn't scratch that itch, and I think it has to do with the fact that, like, I was thinking of Get Him to the Greek, a movie I very much enjoy. In that there's like contention, there's between Jonah Hill and Russell Brand, like there's problems they have.
It's a buddy movie, yeah.
Yeah, but there's a power struggle, and it's the fact that being a personal assistant, like in this, it's like, I'm just here, I love you, singer. And there's something weird about that it's not about her being a monster. And I don't know, I guess not everybody's a monster, but they start it from that point of view where
they'll
feels
have
like
side arcs, but it will mostly come out of like, because I'm a professional and I've been hardened by this, this specific industry, and because they already set up that like she can't remember her name and stuff like that. But eventually they're going to become best friends, right? And then now that's changed, and they'll end it.
Yeah,
I'll probably watch this.
Hey, more power to you, man. Get hype, as they say.
I'm more excited about the next trailer.
Cannot
can we
wait.
talk about it?
Yeah, that's my
next
favorite
trailer.
The next trailer is for Think Like a Dog.
Oh, yeah it is.
Yeah. Someone want to describe the plot?
Oh,
doesn't
man.
matter.
Dave, I'd love to. Basically, it's the story of a boy genius who builds a device that allows him to hear his dog's thoughts. And now evil, I guess the government wants to take it from him?
Yes,
I would do anything to acquire this technology, is a line that the villain says.
Yes, the most amazing part is when they're like, he did it. he made it. We need this technology. And it was like, for what?
Yeah, name one thing.
Name one application.
Thing.
What are we going to do with
this?
this?
Kidnapping a child for. With Megan Fox in it. There was a moment, there was like a real, that's a shame moment when I saw her
and Josh Duhamel.
Yeah, and I was like, you guys don't have anything else going on? Oh no. It's a kids movie, you guys. It's a 3D red text over a white infinity background.
Yes.
If you can, it's the 9 Lives look.
But
I wanted.
Did you know? Like the voiceover is really bad, right? Like not dunking on the literal like actor speaking the lines. I mean there's
They're
a whole
awful.
essay on that as well. But like
Yeah.
like the actual voice quality, like the audio quality seems different in a very like this is bad ADR kind of way, right? Like
Right.
it's a lot more rounded. Like it feels like there's a lot more because they recorded it on a better microphone. And it's just like, no, you gotta make it all seem like it's part of the world, man. That's like filmmaking 101. Because if you just have this guy who's like on a telephone and then cut to someone who's not on a telephone, it's jarring. It was very jarring throughout this. I bet they'll probably, like, it might just be a trailer problem. Like, they'll work on it more, but it really just seemed like they just like dropped it in the timeline and just, that's fine.
Right,
It's weird
it's like
that
not mixed properly.
Yeah. It's weird to see like a subpar like that from the director of 10 Things I Hate About You and Black Knight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's weird. I kind of hoped it would get real dark. Like I hoped that what would happen, and I'm realizing I want to see this type of movie where the kid invents the thing to talk to dogs, and then the villains go after, and then it just gets real like fucked up. Like it's just an R-rated movie with this plot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And like the kid gets kidnapped. Yeah, and then like the kid ends up having to murder them all, like strangle them.
Isn't that the kind of concept for that Ryan Reynolds film?
What Ryan Reynolds film?
I forget what it's called.
Oh,
but
The
like
Voices?
his cat tells him to murder people.
No, that's Voices.
The Voices.
That's a
you're
very
right.
different movie people.
But it's the
quite
same
like
idea,
that movie.
the genre of like talking to animals and things that shouldn't talk.
You're right.
Telling you in a rated R setup, right? I don't know. I want your idea to happen. Anything is possible.
Sure.
I will say
You guys
this.
see that
this
tagline?
Oh yeah. I will say this trailer. You completely derailed me with that. The trailer featured 100%
It's
more
literally
child
the
kidnapping
tagline.
than I was expecting. No, I know.
Sorry, Tom. What were you saying?
I said this had 100% more child kidnapping than I was anticipating. So that was a surprise.
No.
They just pull up in his
Right.
driveway and fucking kidnap him.
Yeah, I love the villains in children's films because they're when you think about them, they're the saddest human beings on the earth. Like I always think about the Wet Bandits or like anybody with dealing with Dennis the Menace.
Yeah, Paul Giamatti and Big Fat Liar.
Yeah, where it's like, man, you're really having a lot of trouble with this child. Like that's most people don't have this much trouble with a child. Mm-hmm. Like either you're a sinister enough person that you take care of it, or you just talk to his parents, I guess. Mm-hmm. Or you like it's the Dave Bautista one where like the CIA is like the child witnesses the thing.
Yeah.
And she's like, you gotta teach me how to be a spy, and that should just end with her just getting shot twice in the head in an alleyway.
Yeah,
or it's like, no, we're the CIA, we're just gonna murder you.
I also like the idea that like I love how they kind of whitewash this stuff because they gotta make it for like kids and such. The little boy hears the thoughts of a dog is the basic premise. The dog is like. The dog's real cool and like hip to the lingo and such, but like a dog would just want to fuck and eat, right? And it would just narrate that.
And they take out the fucking part. They take out, It would be fucking eat and also like, what am I? What's going on? Why won't you let me out?
Right.
What is this?
Like the dog's thoughts.
Right.
That's the other direction this movie should go in, is to just have the dog's thoughts actually be the thought process of a dog, because they don't think the way a person does.
Yeah.
So it should just be this really dark string of madness.
I want the dog to lick the kid and then just go, "Oh, I love the taste of your meat flesh."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, I want it to be two things. I want it to be voiced by Tom Hardy, and two, I want the dog to only essentially narrate. Like, imagine Ted, like the Seth MacFarlane vehicle.
Right.
Take Ted, but no jokes. Just bleak darkness.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. So basically Venom.
Yeah.
So
just make Venom again.
I basically want just Venom. Like, this little boy gets infected by Venom. That's what I want.
Uh-huh. I don't know. Whatever the case, I'm going to watch this one.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm pretty excited for Think Like a Dog.
Oh, man. You should watch 9 Lives again.
Oh, God, hell yes.
Yeah. 9 Lives is a really fucked up movie.
Let's get all of them in here. Let's get a movie that is just like the talking things that shouldn't talk. Mm-hmm. Let's just put them all in one.
9 Lives dealt with an aspect of having your mind put into a cat that I didn't anticipate, which was depression.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's scenes where he's
great.
just depressed and frustrated, and it was like, this feels wrong. Like, he's trying to drink alcohol and can't, and it's like Cronenbergian, where it's like,
where
I
it
have
just
no
comes
thumbs,
out wrong.
I'm a monster. Yeah,
because there's so many things that would conceivably go wrong. You know, their brains not being like the same physical size as ours, for example, also completely wired differently. But like, just the idea that it's like, oh, most of my memories are gone. I
can't remember
can tell.
my children's faces.
Like, I can't. Why? Because there's just not enough space up here in the old noggin.
In the old cat.
And
brain.
when I come back, hopefully whatever magic
cat
did
noggin.
this. Because they went with science. They didn't go with magic. It's not like a curse, or something like that.
Well, 9 Lives is magic.
Right. Those are all magic, but this movie, Think Like a Dog, is like through a satellite, and like it's all science, because he's a little boy genius.
Yeah.
Little boys will probably be prone to doing it wrong. They'll forget some element. I'm basing everything based off Big Bang Theory and Young Sheldon. So
I wonder how many dogs he burned through making this device.
God, I hope.
How many dog heads?
So many
just
dogs.
exploded.
So many dead dogs.
Yeah.
He had to invest into a furnace in the basement.
Right. Also, I'm just going to throw this out here. Bad parents, right? Because if your kid is making this, whatever he's making, that's got to require like an energy source. Like, it's got to require like welding and like a lot of dangerous things to make that machine. Is he just hacking? He's not just hacking.
Which is a whole different concern, because that means he's in probably the dark web, and which means that he's probably getting red pilled as we speak.
He's probably radicalized.
That kid's a huge racist, you can tell.
This kid has got too much internet going on in his brain right now for us.
Yeah.
What, a 10-year-old?
Right. He made the dog talk, and he's like, yes, now I'll make those cucks pay.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll teach the dog to attack. Yeah.
These SGWs are going to get real. I'm going to show them what simps they are, dude.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you fucking kid. I hope your brain gets damaged. See what you did?
Stupid kid.
You made me go from what a lovable genre to I hope this kid gets brain damaged.
I hope this child's life is irrevocably changed for the worse.
Yeah.
I hope it's broken, just like the rest of us.
Come join us in the darkness, kid.
Yeah, kid.
Speaking of darkness, I want to talk about this next trailer.
Mm-hmm.
The Secret, Dare to Dream. Now, The Secret is like a series.
It's not. This is not written by the guy who's like book. How to Pick Up Women, right?
Okay, I thought there's other The Secret movies.
There's just another thing called The Secret because it has like a post, like it has like a
The
wax
Secret's
seal.
a book. There's a book called The Secret.
Book.
It's like romance books, right?
It's about the law of attraction.
Yeah, that's dangerously close to The Secret but that's like, isn't that about like
But this they talk about attraction as well.
Right. So are they the same thing? Because I thought one was 100% like just a dude saying like I fuck a lot of women, listen to my shit.
No,
that's
I don't know. There's also the David
this, right?
There's also the David Duchovny movie, The Secret. Where
yeah, right.
That's a different thing.
But
this,
you wouldn't assume that though, because
my point. Oh, sorry.
Well, I was just looking for it, and the literal trailer starts off with like negging the female protagonist right from the get-go. Like 3 kids, a mountain of debt. Not many men would take that baggage on. And it's just like, whoa. It's just like, stop. Is this The Secret? Like the other Secret? I don't know. Maybe I'm confused.
This is my point. Is that
starts doing close-up magic?
Yeah,
exactly.
This trailer reads like it's indoctrinating you into a cult.
Exactly.
Like it feels like you know how religious movies will be called like Miracle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
something where it's like it has nothing to do with the title. The Secret Dare to Dream has nothing to do with the movie.
I don't know. Yeah.
So it feels like it's some sort of like and then they like sort of talk about like philosophy a little in the trailer.
Right.
And it just feels culty. There's something culty happening?
Also,
in this
is
trailer.
this phenomenon?
Oh, yeah.
Like, is he magic? Is the new man magic?
The boys. All right,
because they spent a lot of time on him saying like, maybe this could happen. Like he calls that like pizza's gonna arrive, and like the pizza arrives, and everyone looks at him like, you're crazy magic. So he is doing sleight of hand magic. I really think this is based on the other book, The Secret.
The boy does that. The boy says that. He's like, oh, and I say, right. But he talks about the idea that like you can make anything happen by willing it. This movie has Josh Lucas, Katie Holmes, and Jerry O'Connell in it.
It sure does, Dave.
And that's something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the guy's name is Ray Johnson. His character's name. Which is just,
boy,
might as well be like God Penis, you know? Like
okay. I have to tell you something. Credited is the writer of The Secret, the book.
Okay, but what is
there's another book called The Secret Dare to Dream. It's based off a book. It's the director of Hitch and Sweet Home Alabama and After All.
Right.
So that's a nightmare.
So I assume that this is like a romantic it says self-help book. So
right, I think it's a self-help. It's based off a self-help book.
It is.
Yeah, so that's why it feels
it has a philosophy.
Culty.
Okay, so it is.
It's culty as shit though, right?
Yeah, it is.
Like,
This is weird. I feel like I've entered a world that I don't want to know more about, and that's The Secret.
It's based on the belief. All right, I'm reading the Wikipedia for the book The Secret. It is based on the belief of the law of attraction, which claims that thoughts can change a person's life directly. The book has sold 30 million copies. That's depressing. They're just talking about self-motivating yourself, right? It's not magic.
Yeah.
Like, it's like affirmations where, like, if you say, I will do this thing, I'll do this thing, it's not a magic words. It's just that you're training your brain to motivate yourself to do that thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's all that's what's going on.
I mean, it's Katie Holmes is in it.
Yeah, and there's Josh Lucas is the kid's real dad.
Like, is this like a Battlefield Earth kind of situation? Do we have to, like,
is there
talk
Scientology involved? Yeah, that's okay. But the plot seems to be that Katie Holmes has kids, and she meets Jerry O'Connell, and they're happy. And then Josh Lucas shows up, and he's the kid's real dad.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what's happening? I don't think so.
Yeah, in the trailer they say something where it's like, I never met my dad. Like, he's buying them stuff.
Oh man.
And there's a part in the trailer where he says something like he says something about his father. And he's like, "How would you know about my father?" And then he gives him a smile, and then it cuts, and it's like, "Oh, he's their father." But I don't understand why Katie Holmes doesn't know, because surely she was in on that transaction. Maybe she does know.
So I found something out about this community, something that they say to each other, like, I wish good upon you all kind of thing, or something like that, like
sure.
a catchphrase. They say magic dust to everyone.
You're kidding,
so
right?
I assume that's probably from a book or something like that, right?
So this is a cult.
So, but they say magic dust to everyone.
One of the books talks about being nice to your water.
Okay.
Like, this is a cult.
It's a cult.
Yeah, okay.
Magic.
Yeah.
Well, okay,
yeah, dude.
Well, here's the other thing. What if by magic dust they mean like PCP?
Yeah, exactly.
Like maybe they like to do a lot of drugs and talk to water.
That's the secret. The secret is angel dust.
That's the secret, baby.
Exactly.
Secret, baby.
It sounds like a. Yeah, because the trailer has this thing of like, I wished it and it came true. There's some sort of, and they're like, nah, it's not magic. It's just willing the things. Like it's clearly okay. So nobody watched this movie.
Yeah,
it's dangerous.
Sure
this movie's dangerous.
Yeah,
yeah. Why would we watch this?
What was the book I was talking about earlier? Like The Game. I think that's the one that I was.
I think it's The Game. Yeah,
The Game.
Right, but it's.
I read The Game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I interviewed the author, so I was like, I should read the book.
Hell yeah.
No, that's it.
And
that's all I have to say about it.
This isn't the Michael Douglas film based off the book The Magus, right? You mean The Game. The Game.
The Game.
Yeah, that's a much more interesting interview, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Then the Game, the one about pickup artists.
Pickup artists, yeah. That's what I thought that this was for a while, because I got them confused for a second. But it's so funny how the two, like, they're basically kind of operate on the same principles of like cultism.
Yes.
You know?
That's actually to the author of The Game's credit. The Game is about how it's kind of a cult. Like, the book ends with him being like, yeah, don't do this.
Oh, that's fair.
So I'll give the book a little credit. That was also supposed to be a movie, apparently.
Well, to that I say, don't publish it then.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's move on.
I want to talk about The Game some more. I might have to watch this secret movie. That's all.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this final trailer. I saved this for the end because we had to wade through some real bullshit. Yeah, the Last of Us 2 trailer dropped. Apparently, it's not delayed anymore. It's coming out in June.
It's coming out in June, yeah.
So that's great news.
Yeah. Do you know why that is, though? That was like a big story.
I assume because they leaked.
I think it's because of the leak.
Yeah.
Which is that sucks. I mean, from everyone's perspective, it sucks that they, like Naughty Dog or whatever company was, responsible was like fucking over someone. I don't know the story,
right.
So. But
I don't either. I don't know.
It could have
I
just
don't know
been a
what the leak
employee.
is.
Who knows?
Yeah, from what I heard, it was done.
And they're figuring it out.
Yeah, from what I heard, it was done in part to protest sort of the working conditions at Naughty Dog.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Yeah. And it's just a lot of work by a lot of people. It's unfortunate, but if that's the necessary way to take a stand on, if like people come out and support this choice, the creators of the game, then that's a different narrative. But yeah, it's here now is the point.
Yeah.
Probably unfinished. Or it looks definitely unfinished because they weren't planning on doing this.
Right, or they're going to overwork people even more to put it out.
Yes.
I thought the idea was it was going to come out at this point. Then the pandemic happened, so they're like, we're delaying it. It's done, they said.
Oh, okay.
I thought they said it's done.
From what I heard.
Yeah, it's done, but we're delaying it. And then maybe that was a lie. That was the last I checked in, and then now they're like, okay, here it is.
Well,
so I thought the idea was they just didn't want to release it during a pandemic because they wanted to give it like a bigger.
I just don't see
entrance.
Why.
From what they said initially,
right now.
Right. what they said initially was that they wanted to delay it until they were able to release it like in every market simultaneously.
Gotcha.
Right.
So like people going out and buying it, there's a lot of metrics that I'm sure they're looking at. So that's possible.
Yeah. Why do I mean, we already know a lot about the video game industry being a nightmare, but why do I get this feeling like one day we're going to look back at it like it was like smoking, where we're like, Jesus, that the human misery we were doing. Like,
there'll be
like we'll just find out.
There'll be
like,
a Tiger King
be,
doc and we'll all go, oh shit.
Yeah, it'll be a Blackfish situation where it's like, why did we allow this to happen for so fucking long? Like, because it really seems like something really dark is happening behind games. And I think it's probably as simple as, they're not paying their workers enough and overworking them, because video games should cost more, which is unfortunate because no one's going to pay more for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also the supply and demand side, because we see it a lot in Hollywood too. The supply demand side of employment in creative industries are always fucked, because there's so many people who just love the things so much that they're just like, if someone's like, no, you're going to pay me for that work, it's like, it was just an email, or something like that. Right. And you're going to be like, no, you be professional. And then someone else can just come in and go like, I wouldn't care about that. Please hire me. It's like, there's so many people trying to break in. It gives the employers enormous,
too much power.
Just inequality of power. And that's why unions exist. So there's that.
Yeah. So check out The Last of Us. This is the end part of the problem, is me saying, I'm gonna pre-order it.
I'm gonna buy it.
Like that's
the result. I'm gonna play the shit out of the game because it's a good game. Because I think I actually didn't love. I love the story and I stuck by it, but I don't know if I'm gonna play this one. Maybe I will eventually, but I don't like the sneaky around type.
It's stressful.
I might not join you guys on that.
I sort of felt like the gameplay wasn't nearly as interesting as the story. So this probably isn't going to be a day one purchase for me either.
Really?
Really? Yeah.
I think I'm gonna get this day one. I think I'm pre-ordering it. I don't know. I get what you guys are saying. Part of this is maybe I haven't played The Last of Us. I haven't replayed it since it came out. So I'm like ready for another one.
Sure.
Right.
I'm like I'm DTF. I'm good to go. So
DTG, man, down to game.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Get that shit out of there.
Yeah.
No, it's I think it's, everyone knows what to expect about this. There's not much that I can say on this topic, just because it's like, trailer looks good. It's exactly the type of story that I was expecting it would be. It's, if you played the last one, you're going to play this one probably because it's one of the best games ever.
Right.
But, other than that.
Okay. Let's
cool. Let's
maximum
move on.
hype regardless.
Yeah. Let's talk about some news stories then.
Well, let's get some more of these producers.
But first, let's get some more producers going. Davey Francis, thank you, Davey.
Woo!
DF, Chancy Pants.
Yeah,
I love you specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, Chancy Pants.
Yeah, you in particular.
I'm sorry, everybody. Space McNulty.
Love
McNulty.
The name. Love
Space
it.
McNulty.
Thank you, Captain Fatstrong. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
You're great.
Hiram. I'll jump in there. Hiram. Thank you to Hiram. Thank you to Great, It's That Guy. Thanks to Lef. Thank you, Bob Grenville. Abe, you want to finish these? Want to finish these names up?
Yeah. Hey, look who just walked in. It's Bart Fartigan.
Hey.
Super hyped. But he's coming in the rear is Nolan Matten.
Oh no, watch out, Bart, for Nolan.
Whoa.
Nolan's coming in.
Guess who else is joining us? Joshua Graves.
Oh shit.
What's going to happen?
And before I shut this door in this analogy I'm making, I don't know, it's like a bar that we're all hanging out in my mind. It's right. Andrew Maguire.
Andrew Maguire.
And that's all they wrote.
Oh, God, they're eating each other. They're all eating each other.
Producers. We got to get out of here, guys.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
All right,
down the alleyway.
Let's continue the podcast in our own safe space. Okay.
All right, let's talk about Tom Cruise filming a movie in space.
Yep.
He's teaming up with Elon Musk. Everybody's like, Tom Cruise is going to die in space. I think what's going to happen is he's going to get up there. He's going to run to the door. He's going to eject himself out and say, like, I'm coming, Xenu. Like, it's all part of the plan. Like, this has been a 15, 20-year plan.
Yeah.
To get into space.
Yes.
It's like, make a series of stunt movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of this?
I've said it before that Tom Cruise has been having a midlife crisis for about the past 10 years, and we all just get to enjoy it.
Yes.
And this is
it's for us.
Right. This is just like the next escalation of his midlife crisis.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's a terrible idea. All of this is a terrible idea.
It's a terrible idea.
Like there's a reason. There's a reason it's a terrible idea, and it's that he shouldn't go to outer space for most reasons.
I am so into this, to be honest.
It just seems like
I get that
ploy.
Elon Musk better not. All right, here's the thing. Everybody already hates Elon Musk. Man. He's already worse and worse PR for Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be just the perfect topping on the Elon Musk hate?
If he killed Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
That was the joke. That was
just one fuck up after another.
That was my first reaction when we saw this news on Collider. I was like, are they gonna is Tesla gonna lose another $14 billion after he kills Tom Cruise?
Yeah, exactly. I like the promise of this. I like that. I've always wanted. Did you guys get emotionally affected when that astronaut, whose name I don't even remember anymore, because who gives a shit, did the fucking David Bowie cover in space?
Oh yeah, loved it.
I found that amazing because it was watching something that was like, this is. I get really like fucked up about space. You know, when they show like a photograph where they're this photograph was taken by so and so on the moon. Mm-hmm. He's the only person in the world not in the photograph. Like that shit blows me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
blows me.
Yeah, no, it fucks me up too, man. I fucking love space. I'm a big fan of it. They're going into like outer orbit where satellites are, probably beneath that, and shooting a movie. It's just like, that's not gonna get me, but
that's not gonna blow you.
It's not gonna blow me, but yeah, I think it's clearly a marketing ploy. It's to get this movie getting buzz because it's like unique somehow. It's not just another one of the a Tom Cruise thing.
It's gonna be like when he did the skydiving.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, and they were really high up, and they were probably like, well, if we go just like a little more up, it's technically in space.
Yeah.
So let's just go up there.
Yeah, people fucking loved it. The idea that you went almost to space. Let's do it. And Elon Musk is there because he's like, I can do space stuff, and I like being, like audience facing because I'm a weirdo. This is just capitalism, man. That's all this is.
Yeah. If they go further, if they go to like the space station, that would blow me.
They're going to the space station.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh, is the space station not that high up?
They announced yesterday.
That's relative.
Should I not be impressed by the space station? I didn't think it was going to like go
impressed by the
farther
engineering
than the
that
space
people
station.
live in space. That's impressive. Making a movie in space is going to be even harder, but like it's not like cameras aren't.
Okay,
they'll find a way to make it work. It's just
I have a.
Don't break the station while you're there. I'm sure they'll have that on lockdown though, because it's not like
I'm sure they'll shoot on digital on a small camera handheld.
Something.
You're
like
kind of with no gravity. Every shot's a dolly shot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's rigs you can. Yeah. Easy rigs.
No. what I want to imagine is Tom Cruise doing like a dramatic scene in the space station, and then there's just like real astronauts walking by, like when you made home movies and your parents would walk by.
Yeah.
Like they're just like brushing their teeth, and like they just walk between Tom Cruise and the camera, and they're like, "Oh, don't mind me, don't mind you guys. Shoot your little movie."
Like a real Road Rules, real world challenge kind of deal.
Right? Yeah, I want it to be the astronauts are like, "Yeah, come up here. We're not going to accommodate you at all."
Whatever that astronaut's name was, Hatfield or whatever it was, like
Chris Hadfield. Yeah.
Hatfield.
He's like playing Space Odyssey, and he's like, "Oh, am I being too loud?"
Yeah,
I don't think he's in
Maybe you
space
should get the
anymore.
fuck
I think
out
he's
of my
done
ship.
with space because they only get like a
Right.
few months, and then they're like, "You're never gonna go again." Really, there's
Right.
too many. There's a line for space.
Yeah. There is a line. Unless you're Tom Cruise, you can skip the line.
Right. You get a fast pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I get. If I could go to space, I would. Period. So like if I had to do something like sneaky, if I had to cut the line or like I don't know, sneak on the ship, like a little scamp, like in the trunk, I would do it. I would do it. If I had to kill Tom Cruise and assume his identity, perfect match. I would do it.
Yeah. You just use one of the Mission Impossible masks.
Yeah.
Or take his face off.
Right.
Take his face off.
Just take his face off.
Yeah, give
right
him
off
your
of his
face.
Let's move on.
Okay. Nev Campbell is making in negotiations for a Scream 5. They shouldn't.
No, probably not. It is from the Ready or Not guys.
Oh, they should. I was going to say what Scream needs is it needs a reboot and not an ironic reboot, not what Wes Craven did with Scream 4. It needs like a legitimate reboot in something to make it, because there's nothing special about Scream, right?
Not anymore.
The only thing that made it special was it was like The Cabin in the Woods before The Cabin in the Woods. It was a self-aware horror movie.
Yeah.
But now we have those already. So it's like, I think you're done, you know?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not opposed to a new Scream movie.
Neither am I, because it's like, just get past the ironic self-awareness, the meta, and like, I kind of just want to see another slasher film.
Yeah. I'm into that.
I need to know more information, because it could just be like once again another news story that's just coming out because someone caught word that like they wanted to have her like in a scene,
Right.
you know, like Jeff Goldblum and the new Jurassic Park or whatever. Like it's just like you're not really in it. You're just kind of there, and everyone goes, remember Scream, just as a reason to reignite the franchise. Because that's what it comes down to. It's just like a matter of like, how do we... Scream has had a pretty rough, few sequels.
Yes.
And it's been gone for a very long time, so they're trying to reboot it. And, I guess putting good people in charge. I don't necessarily think that Ready or Not was particularly amazing, but, teach their own.
Sure.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot for what it was. I wouldn't call it amazing or anything. It's just like it was sort of what we needed for that premise.
Yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, this is like kind of like You're Next. Although I would say You're Next is way better. But I just like it when there's that's Ready or Not isn't even really a twist. It's just like, I didn't think the devil was going to become a part of this movie.
Right.
So yeah, I think you're right where it's like, need more information in general. What I don't need more information about, you guys, is the fact that they're making a National Treasure 3 and a National Treasure TV series for Disney Plus.
Sign me
sure
up.
as hell
Sign
are.
me up, dude.
I am blown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's not even a guilty pleasure. I don't even like these movies. I just have a compulsion to watch them.
Yeah, it's like
Like, what is going on? What is God up to? What?
it's like, oh really? It's like eating Taco Bell, where it's like, I just need this. I need this inside of myself, right?
And the TV
fucking
series is
now.
going to be like, Taco Bell that you're like, this looks terrible.
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep eating
keep going for it because it's got the
shitty
sauce.
burrito that you just keep eating.
The sauce or something like that. And because like we're all into like we want to steal like artifacts and shit. It's like why we love the Mummy more than probably the Mummy needs to be loved. Everyone loves the Mummy.
All right.
It's great because it's exactly the type of world that I'm like, yeah, fuck me up. And National Treasure is a fucking. It's horribly written, horribly paced. It's a terrible franchise, frankly, in my opinion. And I watch it all the time.
But I cannot get enough of it.
I can't not watch. It's weird. It's real weird space.
For some reason, I would put this National Treasure. National Treasure is to treasure hunting what Now You See Me is to heist. But for some reason, I'm way more angry with Now You See Me than National Treasure. I think it's because Now You See Me is like, look how clever we are, and it's like you're just making that up.
It's because they take themselves.
Whereas National Treasure is just just having a lot of fun.
I think it's all in Nicolas Cage because whereas every other character outside of Nicolas Cage, because of who Nick Cage is, in these shows, in this franchise, is like. They are taking the wind out of the sails of the ridiculousness because like even his side characters, even like his John Voight's, even like whatever romantic interest they're gonna have for these ones, it's always gonna be the same thing. He's gonna say something John outrageous Voight. And they're gonna be like, I can't believe this is happening. When you cut to those other things, they take themselves seriously. Like now You Can See Me. It's like everyone's trying to be cool, and it's like you're not like. You're not Nick Cage, who we all just don't believe when you're trying to be cool.
Right.
Like...
What do you... Sorry. What do you think they're going to... What's going to be the thing in National Treasure 3?
Abraham Lincoln's skull.
It's perfect.
It's going to be fucking rubies inside of it or something.
Yeah. I want it to be Nicolas Cage being like, I need to get this treasure, but to do it, I have to take down the government. And he just collapses the entire U.S. government.
Yeah.
It becomes a Neil Breen movie.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's what these are, really, when you think about it. Because they want it to be so they want the enormity of like the Act 3 to be so big that they make it seem like, but hold on, the whole world is watching. It's like, we get it. You want to be a big deal. It's the Declaration.
The TV series.
What was the second one? What was he getting in the second one?
He was like clearing his family's name.
It's more of the fucking Freemason shit.
Ed Harris says like your papa conspired to kill Lincoln. Hard cut to a giant like Native American treasure in Mount Rushmore.
Right.
And I'm going, I did it. I proved that my father didn't kill Abe Lincoln. And it's like, I feel like there were other ways to prove it. Because the way, I have to get into this. The way he proves it is he says, no, my father was doing a treasure hunt, not trying to kill Abe Lincoln. And to prove it, he has to find the treasure. And it's like, no, that doesn't actually prove it, does it? Because your father could do two, you can do two things at once.
Yeah.
You can conspire to kill Lincoln and try to get this treasure or protect it or whatever. It's just very funny.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, he's the more boots on. It's Indiana Jones. It's more boots on the ground instead of books kind of science. That doesn't exist, but it's much more fun to watch.
It's fantastic. And the National Treasure TV series, I assume, is going to involve, like, what's his name, Riley? Like, I assume it's going to be one of the lesser characters. I hope it's just the adventures of John Voight. And, like, he just grumbles about liberals while, like, digging up his backyard.
It's definitely just going to be reruns of the Librarians TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a younger, different cast on the TV show.
Yeah, exactly. That's how these... Nick Cage doing
I don't
TV
think I'll watch
would
the
be
TV
amazing.
series.
That would be the most Nick Cage thing to do at this point in his career. He's like, I'm going to be a lead on like a Breaking Bad situation.
I'm going to do a Disney Plus TV show.
It's going to go 6 seasons. I'm going to be on it forever. It's just like, what are you doing, man?
So,
living his best life.
Love it.
Yeah.
Just love it.
Speaking of classic movies,
Mm-hmm.
Sylvester Stallone is saying there's going to be another Demolition Man. Is Sandy going to be in it? And are they finally going to reveal that she's his daughter?
That would be weird.
That would be weird.
Yeah.
Who
There's a lot of
knows?
evidence
Who
that she's
knows?
his daughter in the other one. He never sees his daughter. It's very Old Boy the way they set it up.
Yeah, I hope it's exactly what I don't think it is going to be, because that's just a cash grab, you know?
Yeah.
It's going to be a remake.
No, Wesley
kind of.
Snipes can't
It might
be
as
in
well
it.
be a remake with Sylvester Stallone, you know?
You're right. It's going to be like another prisoner gets defrosted.
Yeah,
And then he's like, "There's one guy who can help me," and then he gets.
They're gonna do.
Like,
I mean, they already
live
did
in
it
his-
with Rocky. You know, like they did the reimagining through the same world. So like, he's not gonna be Demolition Man. That would be preposterous. You know.
Technically, no one was ever Demolition
Sure.
Man. No one was like, "I'm the Demolition
Yeah,
Man." That's just
what they called it. Yeah.
That's just what they called it.
Yeah, but you know, like he's clearly gonna like pass the reins to someone, because that's what.
Yeah.
Because Stallone knows what he's doing. He's not a dummy.
I could see maybe a scene where Sandra Bullock's like the police chief and
Right.
something, and she gives him. And but here's the other thing: is
Could die.
Yeah. Also, the ending of Demolition Man is pretty definitive. That Dennis Leary takes over, and he's going to do like stand up for everybody. I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the world is repaired in Demolition Man. Like the point,
Kind
what
of.
made Demolition interesting was the introduction to that world. And now that we sort of
Did it?
did it, it's like I don't know.
The corporations will have fought their way back into the zeitgeist, and
Right.
somehow it's all the same story, and they're just gonna update the Taco Bell wars with like the Amazon wars, and that's exactly what it's gonna be.
I predict that they're gonna pack it with callbacks. So it'll still be Taco Bell.
Mm-hmm.
It'll still be the 3 seashells. It'll just be remember this, remember this, remember this.
God,
remember
I hope
this.
they actually
hope-
finally reveal what the 3 seashells are, and it's just like, yeah, you just cram them up your anus. That's
You just shove them in your
Yeah.
asshole. I
The
hope
dir-
Dan
the director-
Cortez comes back.
Mhm.
Yeah, the director or writer said you scrape the poop off. I
That's
have
dumb.
always asserted that they're just buttons. It's just a bidet.
It's just a bidet. Yeah.
Could be, yeah.
Because it's just 3 seashells that are laid flat, and he looks at him and he's like, ugh. And it's like, maybe press them. Maybe they're buttons. Maybe they...
They call
Yeah,
a
maybe
robot
one-
to wipe your ass or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe one sprays water, the other one is like heat, dries it.
Right. It's
and
like a UV light.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Last
just
one
like, yeah,
bleaches your butthole.
exactly.
Bleaches your
Very quick
asshole.
because everyone in the future is bleaching your butthole. You know, like
Oh, of course,
that's just
yeah.
the thing you do.
100%. Yeah, they don't have sex and they don't talk. They
Yeah.
don't interact except for butt stuff.
Yeah. Well,
That's the only thing that's
It's
allowed.
exclusively
what are they,
butt
farmers?
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Okay,
We-
I
we-
want
we
to talk
get
about
through
some
this.
more producers. I want to talk about some more producers.
Indeed.
I want to tell you about Ozzy, the tale of Ozzy. Thank you, Ozzy. That's the tale.
That's it.
Story ending.
Nice.
Also, Tom quasi dangerous levels of hype. K. Thank you, TK. Also, AJ. Thank you to AJ. You're beautiful. Sweet meat.
Sweet meat.
Thank you, sweet meat. You know who you are. I don't know who you are. I just know you're sweet meat.
You know who you are. I'll jump
you
in
wanna
here.
do it?
Yeah, we got
Okay.
Tip Drizzle.
Tip
Thank you to Frankly
Drizzle.
Amish. Thank you to Mrs. Voidus. And thank you to the ghost of Dave Thomas. Thank you, Aaron Burser. Abe, you want to jump in and grab these?
Yeah, sure. It's prom night or it's homecoming, and they're announcing who the homecoming queen is, and guess who it is, guys? It's David Knife Boot Hinson, NPA, CPA.
Knife Boot.
Everyone,
Knife boot.
put on the tiara, David. You got it.
I'm gonna pour blood on him.
And the runner,
That's what I'm gonna do.
The runner-up, but equally important in this fictional world that I'm building, they get equal respect, is Christopher Robert Sparts Esquire. They come as a unit. I like that they both had, surname.
They both have
kind of
titles.
deal.
Yeah.
Without further ado, we got 3 more. We got Mackenzie, Righteous Hand of the Lizard People, Chill.
Mackenzie.
We got Funky J, and we got Pie
FJ.
Guy.
Hell yeah.
Pie Guy. Woo. Thank you all.
Okay, Dave.
What?
Dave,
What?
do you,
What?
by chance,
What?
do you
What?
have a movie that deserves more hype?
Yeah, I do.
Shit.
I actually had a different movie on here. It was, I guess I'll talk about it another time. And then someone named Sam Eriks on Twitter tweeted this to us, and I was like, well, clearly I have to talk about that. This is called Becky. It also, thank you to Sam Eriks. He didn't ask for, or she didn't ask for a call out. So maybe it's a fugitive that I'm outing. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
This is coming out June 5th of this year on the streams. It was actually supposed to air. It was supposed to premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival, but then something happened, and so it's just coming out on streaming. It got bought by Quiver and Redbox, and we'll all get to see it. So there's no like reviews or anything for it. All I know is that it's about a girl whose father is Joel McHale, and they get attacked by a Nazi who's escaped a prison, who's played by Kevin James.
He sure is.
Yeah, it's Kevin James in his maybe first dramatic role as a Nazi. So that's kind of, apparently it was originally going to be Simon Pegg.
Oh.
And then he dropped out. Maybe Simon Pegg was like, you know what? I don't want to.
Maybe I don't need
be
to
a
add
Nazi.
Nazi to my resume.
Yeah, it's the directors of Cooties, a movie I haven't seen, and I need to. I've heard mixed reviews from it.
Yeah.
But I have no idea anything else about that. It's just that, oh, no, sorry. And so Kevin James Nazi starts torturing Joel McHale.
Yeah.
For Community's Joel McHale. And his daughter, Becky, starts home aloneing him. So it's like her using contraptions and like zip lining and making booby traps for a Nazi played by Kevin James.
Huge Nazi Kevin James.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I need to say about this movie.
No, this looks pretty great.
Yeah. It also has Kevin James as a Nazi.
Yeah, Nazi
Really?
Home Alone. It's fucking bizarre and amazing. I love I love that they still got some pratfalls in this Kevin James breakout. That was important to me.
He's going to fall off of a Segway at one point.
Yes.
You're gonna hear
I
a
hope
little
he uses a Segway.
Yeah.
I hope there's like a dark scene where he beats Joel McHale to death and then he just gets on a Segway.
Yeah, with the helmet. I do actually want this to be so awesome. Like in the same way that like Brawl on Cell Block 99 or whatever. Because it's the same kind of setup. I mean, well, it's not the same setup, but it's like your main character is this unforgivable asshole. And in that movie, it has nothing to do with the Nazis stuff. It's just with like a thing with dealing with like how to survive in a crazy prison. This, I want it to be just like he puts on such a horrifying performance that Kevin James can spit in our collective faces for doubting him ever, because that would be also of his like core group, multiple people, including Adam Sandler, who like also cashed in like some serious like performances in their career next to like grown-ups and stuff.
Between this, Chris Rock in Fargo / Saw, like I wonder if they were all just hanging out together and they're like, you know what, Adam, what you do isn't so hard.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we'll show
you.
You
Can do a punch drunk love.
Yeah, I'll do serious shit. Yeah. Watch.
Everybody stand back.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But
this is what Think Like a Dog what I wanted it to be.
If it's bad, I'll be like, I don't know. It'll make me very sad. Not for Kevin James, but just the fact that it was made. That like no one like, because in order for this to be made, Kevin James had to be in a room with like a director or a creative team, and he'd read the lines, and they were like, "Holy shit, this is actually really good." Otherwise, they're just a bunch of yes men who are just like, "We can make this, whatever. Let's try something crazy."
Technically,
and it's just like that's not how you make like a good movie. So this needs to be. good.
Yeah, technically, Simon Pegg was in a room and did that, and they were like, "This is really good." And then Simon Pegg was like, "I'm going to go do this other serious one where I'm locked in a basement." Another movie I really need to see. And then they were just like, "Okay, cool. What's another like funny?" Kevin James, come here.
Right, like it's weird that they went that route. They're like, it needs to be someone who doesn't typically turn in like dramatic roles, especially like villainous, unforgivable asshole roles. You know.
Right.
It's very bizarre. There's only a few actors who can transcend that line or have done it, but I know that all actors, because they didn't start by just doing comedy, you know, like they have other stuff they can do. Maybe it is or isn't as good, but like, you know, everyone's dabbled. And it just seems like one of those things where it's just like hard to do. And I would not have expected it from Kevin James, especially because he's doing like they've all talked about the grown-ups and like that group of people, like male actors and comedians who have worked with each other forever. They're just like, now we already did all of like the hard work. Now we're just kind of cashing in, and that's fine. That's what it's going to be, and we're very open about it. It's not a big deal. To do this is like, you want to like, are you trying to do like a Joaquin Phoenix thing? Are you trying to be? Or is it just like, I thought this was cool, I wanted to do it? You know, his answer in public will always be, you know, the latter. But it's just like, I wonder really in his head what he's thinking about this. Like, does he want a second career as a, you know, like a dramatic actor? Maybe so.
Or maybe he just wanted to try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a sode. I think we've done it.
Yeah, we got it. We got a soda in there.
All right. Well, Abe, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
What do you want to plug?
Want to plug the same thing as I always do, which is you can go to patreon.com/smallbeans or twitch.tv/oneupsmanship. Michael Swaim, myself, a few others, including Adam Ganzer, are a bunch of writers and performers / you know, like directors, depending on who you're talking to, who do podcasts and stuff and talk about basically what you guys cover. And yeah, check us out. See if you like it. Cool.
Dave, you want to tell them about our stuff?
Yeah, I guess so. It's we have a Patreon, patreon.com/gamefully unemployed. You can find exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman and Fox Mulder is a Maniac.
Do that.
Yeah,
hell
do
yeah.
Yeah, you can also be a Hypecast producer, and we'll read your name out
yes.
in a humorous manner.
Yes.
We have a store as well, tpublic.com/stores/gamefully unemployed. You can get shirts and stickers and masks and stuff. And they donate a mask for each mask that you buy, so that's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, check that out. Leave us a review if you have time. It helps us out. And that's it. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done. I'm all set.
I'm hype as fuck.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
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 Our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can follow him on Twitter at @thecorlew, CORLEW, and find more music at shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our artwork is produced by Justin Brown. You can follow him on Twitter at @JustinTBrown, and find more of his artwork at artnessbyjustinbrown.com and justinbrown.info.